Hello students, today we are going to learn Oracle's SQL Plus and we are going to create table, use it and delete it. Okay, so let's start. Here is your practical one from your journal, which is practical based on create, use and delete. Okay, so we are going to use Oracle's SQL Plus application. So here is the terminal of SQL Plus. It asks you to enter a username. The username is by default SYS as SYSDBA. This is the username. While you install Oracle's database, you will by default get this username. And here, when you press enter, the terminal will ask you for a password. So the password for this user is Oracle. Everything is small letters. You won't see here typed, but it is working in background. Press enter. Here you will see connected to database. Okay. Getting back to our first practical, which is based on basic SQL queries. Okay. So let's start. First of all, we will create one table. For creating a table, we use query create table. So we will give a name to our table stud underscore 1, or else you can give stud. Then we have to give columns yes id number comma yes name, data type will be varchar. We will mention here a size of our name column. Then we will take student depth department, data type is again varchar. We will define size. Okay, again we will take marks. Data type will be a number. Then let's just execute our SQL query. Here you will get table created. Our table has been created. Let's check out how our tables looks like. For checking the description of our table, we will use the command desc and our table name. Desc stands for describe table. Let's check. Stood giving a semicolon and enter. Here is the structure of our whole table which we have created. Let's see. Let's check out another example of creating a table. Create employee table. The first column will be employee ID, data type will be number, comma. We are separating our columns, comma, employee name. The data type will be varchar, specifying the size of our employee name column, comma, separating it. Let's take department of the particular employee, varchar. You can specify any size of varchar data type, comma, salary. It will be a number. Let's execute another SQL query for creating a table employee, which is we have given name EMP. Okay, we have misplaced the syntax. Forgot to add table here. Okay, Now let's execute once again. Okay, it is already used by existing object. So here the name EMP has been already used by another table. So I am just slightly changing name to EMP underscore 1. Whenever you are working with SQL plus, the terminal will give you errors and explanation as well what is wrong with particular query. Here table has been created. So let's check the description of our table. We have changed the table's name from EMP to EMP1. Here, here it is the structure of our second table, which is EMP1. Let's create another table. I am taking a previous query as it is and just changing the table's name to employee1 and executing it as it is to create one more table. So now we have created up to 3 tables. Checking a description of our employee table, which is employee1. Enter here the third table, employee1. Let's insert some data into our first table, which is stood here. For inserting data, we use insert query, insert into the particular table in which we have to insert the data. So here what we have given name to our very first table is stud. So stud, stud. Then values. If you know the attributes or columns of your table, then you can directly use values. If you don't have idea about the tables or column is in large size, then you can mention here column names as well. But let's see, without using column names, we will use keyword values, then brackets, firstly ID, then name, then department, and then marks. You should know how many columns are there in your table. Then according to that, you should give values. Enter. One row is inserted. Again, let's add another record. Rahi for 2. Using the same query. Okay. Record inserted. Let's check out inserted records. For, for checking the records, we use select query, select start from. Which table? You should give here a table name, which is stud, and symbols. Enter. Here 2 records have been inserted in our table. Okay. Here again selecting. Okay. So here let's check another command for deleting rows. Let's delete a whole table data. Delete two. 2 rows deleted. Here you will see 2 rows deleted. Let's check again. Select start from student. Will data be visible or still recorded or deleted? Enter. No rows selected. So the data we have inserted in our student table has been deleted as we have previously used a delete command. So this is all for our first practical. I hope you have understand the whole concepts. If not, you can ask me any queries you have got while learning. Okay. So here we are stopping